Just a quick note to let y'all know how fast I am. Breeze by you like the wind I can. My wagon wheels blur. You'll all see how fast I go.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Flash Vlog. This is going to be episode 3. I don't know what the title is. I'm pretty sure it'll be on the video that you just clicked on. So this is the before of our before, during, and after feelings on the episode. So before, I don't have much to say before, but I was thinking one thing that might make this part of the review, as it were, more interesting would be if I had more to talk about in the before column. Usually I don't have a whole lot to talk about, just, well, I'm looking forward to the episode. Well, what I want is for you guys to put in the comments, to put things that you either I missed that you want to hear me talk about, say, what's your, like, for example, in the first episode, I forgot to talk about Grodd's cage being unlocked, and that there probably could be a Gorilla Grodd coming in this show. So, I don't know if, if there's something I missed that I didn't address and you want to know my opinions on, leave it in the comments and I'll address the questions. Questions, predictions, whatever, just leave a question that you want me to answer and I'll answer it in the before column before the show starts. And yeah, then I'll make sure I'll give your name or reference or anything. The one thing that everyone commented on last time is I thought that the second episode was going to involve Captain Cold. It did not. And everyone said Captain Cold is episode 4. So, okay, I'm going to look forward to that next episode. But for right now, let's look at episode 3 of The Flash. Okay, so we're into the first commercial. She's going to be a villain. It's going to be, at least, her character.
She doesn't have any powers right now.
Not right now. Future. Anyway, so we've got our first look at Ronnie Raymond, who is going to be Firestorm. The guy looks pretty cool, a little bit older. I've only seen Ronnie Raymond as a teenager, so the guy seems to be a little bit older, but, he still looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. We got the villain in here. This guy can access any chemicals and turn himself into any air solvent or something like that. That's not even the right word. It's pretty interesting. I like that they are addressing the fact that they are now going to have to contain these metahumans because they got lucky, as it were, that the last 2 metahumans were killed and weren't just that weren't captured, because he put any one of those 2 villains from the previous episode in a regular prison, and they're going to escape in seconds. There's no way you can keep them around like that. So I like that they're addressing that they're going to have to try to contain these new meta-human supervillains. And we're going to get some more insight into the particle accelerator, which is cool. I don't know how this particle accelerator could house a toxic-like villain, but okay, we'll go with it, and we'll see where it goes. I'm interested to see if maybe the bad guy of the show, who I should remember his name, it's like Wells, something Wells. Anyway, is it on? I think it's on. Oh, shoot. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, this guy, the person who can change into gases, it's really interesting because they've said that, from the way it sounded, he was in the gas chamber when this thing hit. That's really interesting. You have someone who was like, I don't know, a serial killer or whatnot, put into the gas chamber and now has all of these powers to, I always thought it'd be interesting. You have all the time of these supervillains where they're regular people, then they get these powers and they go crazy. What if we have more of something that's someone who actually is already crazy, a serial killer, then he gets superpowers? How terrifying would that be? And that kind of seems to be, we don't know if he's a serial killer or not. He killed the mob guy, so my guess would be he was a hitman for the mob that would just kill people for them, and then they ratted him out, and then he was sentenced to death in the gas chamber, and then now he's wreaking his revenge on the people who led to him dying in the gas chamber, which I don't know why you'd be pissed, man. I mean, think about it. You have all these super poison gas powers now. I mean, that's an upgrade for a hitman serial killer. But in any case, he's taking his revenge out, and I think that's pretty interesting. I like how there's some similarities that they say between, what is it? Jessica? Is Jessica her first name? Anyway, Snow, who's I believe her last name is Snow. Anyway, between her boyfriend Ronnie and Barry, they both have the scenes where there's like, I gotta do this. You can't stop me. This is what I have to do. And she's kind of sincere for him. Now, I don't know if they're going they're going to have a relationship. I don't know if they're doing that, because I don't think they will, because I think that, Felicity's going to be in an episode, in in a few episodes, I think. And he's still going to have the kind of the hots for her, isn't she? So I don't know what's going on with this show and what's going on. But I'm liking the character. I wish we had some more development. This is the thing with the villains so far. Their villains don't seem to have a whole lot of development. Just here's their motivation, go. I wish we got some more insight. I hope that happens with Captain Cold, where we get more than just his motivations. We get some cool character stuff and get some cool moments from the guy. But either way, I'm interested, and see you at the next commercial break. So we got a name for the villain. It's called Mist. Now, I went on Wikipedia and took the liberty to look up the name. Now, it says here he's Canadian. That's interesting. At least one of the virgins. It says that the Mist is the arch nemesis of the 1990 Starman, which, that's interesting. They're using villains from characters like Starman in this. I'm interested to see what they do with it, where they go with it. I doubt I don't know what they're going to do with it, really. I don't know if there's going to be one of those characters that lasts more than one episode. I hope they do something more than just Flash spins in a circle a while to drain the mist away or something like that, because, I don't know, that'd just be a little strange, and I don't think that'd be the greatest use. We just saw that in the first episode, so don't really care to see that again. I like Joe West. We got a lot of encouraging words for him. I like that we see Barry, he's struggling with the fact that he has these powers and he could literally just break his dad out of prison instantly in a flash. Did he? I hope that they don't call him the Streak for too long, because when he woke up and they said, "Hey, the Streak lives," I'm just like, oh, no, he's the Flash, okay? Let's not do this BS thing with Green Arrow where we call him the Hood for 2 seasons, and then we call him Arrow for the rest of it. We just don't call him Green Arrow. Let's do it. If the show's called The Flash, let's call him the Flash. And I don't want that to take too long. I wish we got... I like... just talking about something that I forgot to talk about. I like that we got a little bit more of Eddie, how he doesn't want to keep up this lie, and how it really seems that Iris is making a mountain out of a molehill, and that he's you're the one that's kind of separating us because you're the one that insists on keeping this secret, where I don't want to keep it a secret. Which I think she is overreacting. I mean, seriously... It's not like she's dating a gangbanger. This guy works with her dad and seems to be a pretty nice guy. Why would he be against her dating a cop? That I don't make sense. I think he might find it a little weird at first that it's his partner, but the worst thing that happens is that he switches partners with somebody else so they don't have a conflict of interest or something like that. He's not going to get fired for it. Anyway, in any case, I don't think that... I'm still not sold on Iris. She still hasn't done anything that makes me interested in her. But I don't hate her. I can at least say that about her. I don't hate her. It's just I don't really care much about her. Anyway, looking to see what happens next. Okay, so I think we're in our... We might have one more commercial break before this is over. But one thing I want to mention... The actor that's playing Caitlin Snow, I got it right this time, Caitlin Snow, I think she could have played up that scene a little bit more. I don't know, but when she says, I didn't want him to be a hero, I wanted him to be my husband, I wanted to feel a little bit more emotional for that. I didn't really feel it as much. Not saying it was bad, it's just I really thought she could have put some more emotion in that. Just a little bit of nitpick here. I was totally right, though, right? I mean, he was a hitman for the mob. They ratted him out. I didn't see exactly that Joe was going to be the third target, but that was a little weird thing to say for a guy to, that's just killed someone and said, oh, I got 2 people down. I got one more to go. That was a weird thing for him to say. But in any case, as soon as you were like, well, who's the rescue officer? I'm like, oh, it's Joe West. Joe West, right there. I don't think he's going to die way too early, and the guy has way too many things to do. It'd be way too early to kill a character like that. So, I spoiled it for you. Took all the fun out of it. He's not dead. If he is dead, I will slap myself. There you go. I think that's all I have to say for this one. See you in the next one. Okay, so this is probably the last commercial break, and the show will finish off. Then I'll talk about it in my after section. But I liked how Barry had to take this thing down, not by just running around in a circle. He had to dodge him and outthink him, and they had that actual science that mist is the most unstable, element on the periodic table. So, it can't stay out. He probably wouldn't be able to hold that form forever. So like how you just had to wait him out. It's like one of the boxing where you're just taking all the hits and you're dodging, but then at the final moment you just take the last hit, and it only took really one punch for Barry to take him down after he couldn't keep on being Mr. Gasman. Okay, the Mist. But okay, so I like the moment between Joe West and Barry's dad because it gives a little bit of, you do have a little bit of bitterness in the eyes of Barry's dad. But I like that line where he says, it doesn't matter that you didn't believe in me, it's because you always believed in my son. I like that line. That's a good line. I do think it was a little bit of a coinky-dink that the only cop that happened to be the one that put this guy away was Joe West. So it's a little bit, on the nose there, but you know what? I'm okay with it. Whatever. That's fine. I'm interested in the show if they ever consider, bringing like Wally on this show, or Wally West. If that will ever happen, but I'll talk more about that in the after column. Right now, it's a pretty good episode. Okay, I want to say this right now before it ends. Do we have to end with another reminder that the scientist wheelchair Wells guy is the bad guy? Because the first two ended in something like that, where you were like, oh, a little bit of a shock, like, oh, he's a bad guy. I hope we don't have to end with another little, oh, he's a bad guy ending here. Maybe a different twist, or maybe something that, I don't know. But either way, I hope we don't need another one. If we do get one, then that'll be kind of funny. Anyway, see you in the after column.
Stop blinking or you'll miss me.
Okay, so this was a good episode. A little bit more development of the character. I can feel it falling into a little bit of a pattern. You know what I mean? It's like supervillain shows up. We get talk about Barry, like, my dad's in prison for something he didn't do. And then we end with, again, a little bit of Wells looking villainous at the camera, or doing something that looks villainous. Okay, I want the next episode to break this mold, because it seems to be happening again and again. Not that the episodes are exactly the same, but they're feeling a little bit similar, that we're getting into a formula. Okay, you want me to...
When I heard that Pete joined the Navy,
I guess I'll have to move. Anyway, as I was saying, I want the show to break its formula, because it's kind of gotten into one. It's Flash does stuff, Flash sees something that he's not necessarily able to, he feels he doesn't necessarily able to handle. Joe says something inspirational, Flash defeats villain doing something smart, and then we end with the Wells looking at the camera menacingly. Okay, I want something new, and we got a little bit new and stuff. I like that we got more into Cisco's character, and darn it, I forgot her name again. Soon to be Killer Frost. Darn it, I gotta get her name down. Anyway, we get a little bit into more. If I'm seeing something correctly, Cisco closed the door on Ronnie when there was still a minute left. That means he panicked and pressed the button when basically dooming Ronnie when Ronnie could have made it out. Maybe he didn't, maybe he couldn't, maybe he would have. In any case, it's possible. So I guess that we got that's hanging over Cisco's head. I wish that was, illustrated better. Because I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. The timer went from 2 to 1, and then he closed it. Where it could, maybe I'm reading that wrong. I don't think I am. Where I wish we got a little bit, if the timer was like just a 0, it was like 0, 2, then it went to 1. It should have been the full minute on there. That way we could have got the message across a little better. But anyway, I got it. Captain Cold's the next episode, and I saw pictures of him, or I saw the footage, and I like how the music is not built up as this is the next big super villain. Here's Captain Cold, and he's doing cool stuff. Leonard Snart is built up as a really smart villain, and he's going to use his cold gun, and he's going to do cool stuff with it. And I'm really excited for next week's episode. I'm hoping that his style breaks up the mode. I hope the next episode, because the villains have kind of been the side things, the thing that's been there to drive the story forward, just so we can get more stuff about Barry. I'm hoping that Captain Cold in the next episode, is the first villain that we get where it's kind of about the villain and the hero, about them and their different worldviews and how they view the world and how they contrast against each other. Because with first Weather Wizard dead and everyone else either dead or in storage, it's going to be interesting to see. Captain Cold is really going to be the first major really reoccurring character, because from what people have said, the Weather Wizard that was in the first episode was the brother of the real Weather Wizard. So the other say Weather Wizard 3 times fast. The other Weather Wizard will be coming later, so that'll be interesting to see. So this is Captain Cold is going to be the first real major reoccurring Flash villain, and I'm really excited to see what they do with that, because I'm a Captain Cold fanatic. What can I say? I love the character. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. If you guys want to ask me stuff that I might have missed or didn't address, be sure to put it in the comments below, and I will be sure to ask about or answer I won't answer your question with a question. I will answer your questions, but please make them about this show, or maybe about superhero shows in general, because I don't necessarily want to be talking about Gotham when I'm talking about the Flash. But if you're questioning something that might come up in Arrow or later on or something like that, I'd be totally open to answering those. So put your questions in the comments below of stuff that you want me to talk about that I might have missed. This is my views on the Flash episode. I still don't know the name of it, but it's this right here. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.